how to avoid your client's brows turning blue, ashy, or red or orange after procedure or even after a year. In this video, I will show how to avoid this and what is causing this issue. And for those who are new to my channel, welcome to Beauty Flash Academy, where we help students all over the world to become professional artists from zero. So now let's dive into this tutorial. What caused the eyebrow to be ashy or reddish after the heal? All right, so first let's talk about the issue when the brows are turning too ashy or too reddish after 1 month after the healing. And then we will discuss why they are turning ashy or red after 1 year. So after 1 month after the healed, the reason why they do that could be divided into 3 reasons. The first one is wrong undertone of the pigment, and I will explain this in a minute. Wrong pigment chosen for the type of the client and the wrong technique itself. So first, let's see what is the undertone. So undertone of the pigment is basically when you spread the color, you will see the lightest part of the color. That's the undertone. The undertone could be warm undertone, neutral, or cool. So if your eyebrows are turning reddish after 1 month, could be the reason is for the light shading, for the light technique that you are doing, you are choosing the warm undertone pigment. So basically, if anything that you do on eyebrows is light, then what you will get at the healing is, of course, the color undertone. If your shading or your hair stroke is very packed in colors, very high in density, what you will receive at the healing is the upper part of this color spread, basically the most density part of the color. So, which means that if you're going to do something very packed in color and you are selecting the color that is cool or neutral, you will have more ashy look, more ashy healed result. Another mistake is if you are doing very light shading to start with and you are choosing the warm undertone pigment, then you will have a reddish healed result. So choose the pigment undertone based on your technique, which, to sum up, for a packed, dense in color techniques, choose more warmer undertone pigments. For more light techniques, choose more cooler or neutral undertone pigments. Now, the other reason why your pigment might go ashy after 1 month is, of course, the technique itself, which means you went a little too deep. The deeper the color goes inside the skin, the cooler it will look after the healed. A lot of times we have these issues with the hair stroke techniques because it's so easy to overdo, whether you're doing microblading or hair stroke with machine, you are going too deep and the color looks blue. So, which means you have to really make it lighter, work on your pressure. It's better the color is gone rather than color is too deep and looks blue. So always start lightly, check your healing and add the pressure. Now, a little quick insight before you keep watching your video. If you have been stuck doing permanent makeup and you feel like there's just literally nobody to guide you, there's no support, I totally feel you and totally get you. I actually want to invite you to Now It's My Time program, which is literally me supporting students and getting on a live Zoom calls with them, checking their homework live. Probably you heard about Now It's My Time. If you haven't, it's literally the program that includes all the courses, all my high professional courses. Lip Blush Neutralization, Color Theory, NanoBrows, Powder Brow, Sunbrow Technique, how to take pictures, social media, literally everything, the highest quality courses. But most importantly, it's me there supporting you with this amazing community that we have. It's like a family, and getting on the calls, checking your progress, checking your practice analytics with the clients that you would not get from anywhere else. So literally check the description. You will love the program. Like, I have so many testimonials. You can also check down below. It's crazy. The best program, truly the best program ever. You can go to the description and check it out. There's 7-day free trial. And then the third reason is very interesting reason, I will show you in a minute, is when you choose the wrong color for your client's skin type. Before I will dive deep into this topic, I want to ask you guys about one question. Which square looks more ashier to you? on the left side or on the right side. And if your screen is right and everything is right, you will answer that on the left side, this color in the square looks more ashier than on the right side. But in reality, they are the same color. So if your clients are tanned or they belong to the 4 type of Fitzpatrick or 5 type or even 6, means that any color that you will put, brown color, that you will put on them will tend to look more ashier. But there is a way how to avoid this. And to avoid this issue, and I will ask you the question again, which right now you think is more darker brown color? Is it on the left or on the right side? And again, you might answer, hopefully you will answer, it's on the right side. The brown pigment on the right side looks more darker and saturated. The reason why it looks more darker and saturated on the right side, it's because it has a warm red undertone. So for your clients that are in Fitzpatrick 4 to 6, although 6 already is too dark, very hard for any permanent makeup to show up, but at least 4 or in between 5 and 6, you have to select your darkest pigment with warmest reddish undertone for the color to look beautiful. So if you have any clients, let's say Fitzpatrick number 4, then you have to already keep in mind to use the brown with warm undertone. How to do that? So we have a lot of pigments that already have warm undertone. Let's say if you take the Tina Davis, it could be dark brown, bold brown, ebony, but sometimes ebony still heals cool. So there is a red corrector, which is, I believe, 402 from NE Pigments, that is dark red pigment, which you would add to the mixture. Or the other way, you can first do your brows with your pigment that you choose, and then as the last layer, you can go with this dark red corrector to bring these eyebrows to more lively look after the healing. So that's 3 reasons why the eyebrows could go ashy or red after 1 month. But now, what about after 1 year? How to predict why the eyebrows are going ashy or red after 1 year? What's going on? How to avoid this? And the reason is because you might be working with organic pigments or inorganic. And let me talk about this. So if you are working with organic pigments, and as you know, the brown color, all colors that we're using, they basically consist of black powder, red powder, yellow powder, and white sometimes to lift the color to make it brighter. So if in organic pigments, yellow and red pigment are actually leaving the skin the fastest. So what is left in the skin is black or sometimes white too, if the pigment has white inside, which means in combination gives us grayish. So if you're using organic pigments, know that after the year, they will go to the cool side. They will become ashier. That's the nature of organic pigments. But if you're using inorganic pigments, they have a little difference. So for the inorganic pigments, usually the fastest to leave the skin is the black pigment, and then what is left is yellow and red. So inorganic pigments tend to heal to more warmer side. That's why sometimes even manufacturers are suggesting not to use too warm undertone pigment if you're using inorganic pigments. So stick to more neutral or cooler pigments when you're using inorganic, because after the time they tend to go a little warmer. So that's the reason. And especially if you have a client with oily skin or big pores, these clients tend to, the process of this washing out the pigment is even faster. So sometimes you will see that these clients go really fast either to ashy side or to the warmer side, just because of how their body is washing out the pigment. So how to avoid, again, this issue? Well, if you're working with mostly organic pigments, I would try to select more warmer undertone pigments. And then if you're using inorganic pigments, I would try to select more neutral or cooler undertone pigments. And lastly, if you have any pigments that you love how they heal after 1 year, you're very welcome to comment under this video, because we are a community that's welcome to share each other's tips and tricks, and I think for everybody it would be so useful to see which pigments other artists are using. So comment below the pigment that you're using, maybe why you like it, why you maybe don't like it, and how does it heal after 1 month. Do you like the healing result? After 1 year, do you like the healing result? Comment below and share it with us. And I will see you on our next tutorials with Beauty Slash.